People ask me so often if I have a social media manager and how I post so consistently on all my pages. In all actuality though, I do it all myself and I only create content once a week. So this is how I batch prep an entire week's worth of content in one business day. Okay, so a little bit of backstory on me. My name is Mary. I am a 24-year-old small business owner and virtual interior designer. Because my business is entirely virtual, I rely really heavily on social media and the impact that that can have on marketing for a small business. So I have a couple of pages of notes here that I want to share with you guys and kind of just elaborate on my process and how I'm able to dedicate an entire day to just content creation and not lose my mind the rest of the week. Before you ever start recording anything, you have to get a plan together. How many posts are you going to make on each platform? How often are they going to be? Are you going to take the weekends off? What are they going to be about? How long does each need to be? What's going to perform the best on each platform? The easiest way for me to get through content quickly is to make a list and be able to check off the boxes when I'm finished with it. We're gonna come back to this list in a bit, but let's talk about the different algorithms. Obviously, different algorithms prioritize different things. And for the sake of this video, I'm just going to hit on the 3 that I use most consistently: Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. I've just started my YouTube journey, so I'm not quite an expert in that yet, but I'll tell you sort of what I think about it. For Instagram, I understand that more as a short form content platform with carousels or the static posts going out to your followers and reels going out to people that don't follow you. For TikTok, same kind of thing. I see that more as a short form platform. I know they have the 10-minute long videos, but 9 out of 10 that I watch are 3 minutes or less. I feel like a lot of that has to do with the way that it has destroyed our attention spans. Then for YouTube, I feel like that's for the people that are specifically looking for long form content, episode-like situations. You know what I mean? YouTube also has shorts though, and I found that the shorter those are, no pun intended, the better. Again, I think that kind of goes back to our destroyed attention spans, humanity as a whole. With this in mind, I feel like you kind of have to prioritize where you're spending your time, effort, and energy on each individual post so that the return is equal to the amount of work that you put into it, or greater than. So for example, you're not gonna make a 3-minute long video or a video like this where there's a lot of information to be delivered for Instagram because you simply just can't post longer videos there. You literally can't post anything longer than 1.5 minutes. So don't put in all the time, effort, and energy to create that longer form video on a platform that won't even allow you to post it. What you'd really be doing in that scenario is making content for a platform that you don't plan to show up to, which in this case might be TikTok or YouTube, where we have the longer form options. When you're thinking about each of these platforms and the things that their algorithms prioritize, also consider how influential the number of times that you post is. I've heard sort of mixed things on each platform. I personally have seen the best results on Instagram when I don't post twice, 3 times, 4 times a day. It's almost like the algorithm gets sick of me. So I like to try to stick with 3 times a week on Instagram and really just pay attention to how the algorithm's changing and how other content creators and or marketing accounts are handling the way that they post. Okay, so going back to that list, now is when I like to consider how many posts are going up on each individual platform. So like I just said, for example, on Instagram, I'm posting 3 times a week, 3 in-feed posts, 1 static and 2 reels. I feel like the carousels are there, like I said, for my followers. And so the people that already follow me, that are already interacting with my account, and that intentionally follow me to potentially use my services later, those are the people that my static posts are for. Those are the people that see them. And then the reels are how I push myself out to new people so that they can find me and follow me for the same reasons. Of course, it's great if those tactics sort of intertwine and the reels go to followers with the statics going to non-followers, but 9 times out of 10, that's just not really how the algorithm works over there. Going back to that list, you want to try to consider how many posts you're going to put on each platform. For me, on Instagram, that's 3. TikTok, that's 5 to 10. And for YouTube, that's 1 big video and 5 shorts. Something that I see pretty consistently across all platforms and all leaders of content creation telling people is that you want to have quality content over quantity. If you're uploading terrible quality videos with sound you can't hear or pixelated graphics, odds are your video won't perform well regardless of the information that you're sharing. That's why for me, I'm not the kind of person that posts 2, 3, 4 times a day on TikTok. With Instagram, I sort of see that as being the place for the cool moms, the Regina George's moms of the world. Facebook, sorry, this scares me, and it's full of haters and trolls. I said it. I said what I said. I'm sorry. YouTube, I haven't really figured it out yet. And then TikTok is the younger folk, the children of the world, 25-year-old teenagers who are really just there for a casual good time. time. Maybe some laughs along the way, and probably to shop a little bit on TikTok Shop. It's important to consider how many posts you're gonna put on each platform because you don't wanna overload yourself. The quality starts to dwindle in your videos, your audience is gonna know it, and new people aren't gonna wanna hang out with you. So you want quality videos, but you also wanna be really consistent. If your content is taking 2 weeks to film, edit, and upload, your audience is gonna kind of forget. Think about how back in the olden days before streaming, you'd have to wait an entire week between episodes of your favorite series. Nobody wants to do that, especially when we have this instant gratification, terrible attention span thing going on. So find your happy balance of quality uploads, but still consistent posts. Pause again on that list. These are my favorite tips and tricks for how I create content and how it doesn't take me hours and hours and hours to film things. First, for my tips. Number 1, reuse your content. If something performed really well in the past, post it again. Re-record the voiceover. Stitch the video together in different ways. It's not illegal to use your own stuff because it's still your own. And you're saving yourself all the time, effort, energy, and possibly money that you put into the content the first time by reusing it again. Number 2, lots of people make a big deal about wearing the same outfit if you're recording lots of content in one day. Who cares? Literally, who cares? 1, nobody's ever gonna recognize that you're wearing the same shirt. 2, keeping the same shirt, just not caring, just saves you time. Really that big of a deal to you? Change it. But coming from someone that makes 15 plus videos per week in the same exact outfit, nobody has ever said anything. And it's been 2 years. Which kind of leads me to my next point. People don't care about you. I mean that with all the love. But stop being embarrassed. Do you literally even remember the last post that you liked on Instagram? Don't go look. Do you remember it? No, because you don't care that much. It's not that deep. And that's how everyone feels about you. Number 4, don't think of 13 unique things to post across all your different platforms. Think of 5 and then double dip in each category. So for example, Instagram, I'm gonna post 3 things. On Instagram, I'll post 5. I've already thought of 3 things for Instagram, so that takes care of these 3 things. Now I only have to think of 2 more. Also, shaka. Same thing with YouTube. I've already come up with 5 TikTok ideas. I'm just gonna reuse the video content from these and put them on YouTube Shorts. That way, all day long, all I've had to do is create 5 different forms of content and then edit them 13 different ways. Number 5, don't download videos from one platform and upload them to another. So, if we rewind a little bit, here's what I said. Of your 5 content items that you've recorded, you're gonna use those 5 raw videos uploaded to each individual platform. That's why I said you might have to edit it 13 different times. The reason you do this is because the algorithms don't like being second choice. Nobody likes to play second fiddle. Everybody wants to be the first choice, and the algorithms are no different. My last tip, look at your analytics. For example, on Instagram, they literally tell you when your followers are active on the platform. Post at those times so that you know it's going out to as many people as it possibly can, not even including the number of people that don't follow you yet. You can also go and see content related to the things that people who follow you are also interested in. And I know on TikTok, you can use creator search insights to see where the content gaps are and create content that will fill those gaps and go out to more people because they're searching for those terms. Okay, now for my tricks. First one, use viral sounds and trends. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to make up a new trend every time that you post on TikTok. Apply your niche or something about you or something about your business to the trends that are already out there. Somebody's vacuuming upstairs. Today is Monday, yesterday was the Super Bowl. So today, because Kendrick Lamar is trending all over everything right now, you might use one of his songs as the audio on your TikTok in the hopes that the algorithm will push it out because everything Kendrick is being talked about right now. Number 2, record your content on your phone or camera. Then you're able to take that content and re-upload it to every single platform without the algorithm getting mad at you for re-uploading and reusing the same content. So this is sort of goes back to that tip that I talked about where you don't want to download one video and upload it to another platform. This way, if you record it on your actual camera and not within the app, you're able to reuse that content on other platforms this week or keep it in your camera roll so that you can reuse it in a couple of months. You just need some B-roll. Number 3, if you find a viral post that stops your scroll, figure out what about that stopped your scroll, probably the hook, and see if you can apply that to you or your niche or your business. So for example, just went on TikTok, found a post. This is the first viral one that I came across. And it says, in quotes, "Women are so dramatic." It's a great hook because it makes you want to stay and figure out what's so ironic about that statement. Are women actually dramatic? Or is this post going to be about something that contradicts that statement? Are you going to prove it right or wrong? Me, being an interior designer, I could say, quote, "Orange floors are so ugly." And then I could show a series of interiors with orange wood floors. They're actually stunningly beautiful. You see what I'm saying? Again, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. See if you're able to take inspiration from a viral post that has clearly already worked. 1.7 million likes. 1.2 million likes, sorry. And apply it to your own platform. My final trick is to keep a running list in your notes app of your phone. I'll show you mine, of content ideas that you're going to use at a later date. You're going to create a running list of ideas that you find or that you think of when you're laying in bed at night, but you don't have your makeup on, you don't want to record anything right now. Keep a running list in your phone so that when you are sitting trying to think of different content ideas, you have a plethora of options to choose from that are all unique that you personally have thought of yourself. Don't copy other people's content. That's not what I'm saying. Okay, let's go back to the list. When I make my list, I try to think of 5 different categories every single week. Number 1, I want to add something to my digital portfolio. For me, as an interior designer, that's typically a static post of pictures of a before and after of a space. If you're a UGC creator, maybe that is a partnership that you've had to literally add to your portfolio so that when other brands want to work with you, they have lots of examples to go through on your social. Number 2, something funny or relatable. These are the things that have the potential to go viral. Ads are nothing new, and the odds are you're not going to create the kind of ad that's going to break the internet. But if you can create something that's really relatable, that has the potential to go viral. Something that all women can relate to, or something that all men can relate to, or something that all humans can relate to. For example, lots of content creators have made their own adaptations of my 5 to 9 before the 9 to 5, because lots of people can relate to feeling like the end of your workday, you have no more time to do anything that you want or need to do. That fact is very relatable, and here's the solution to how those people are solving it. The 5 to 9 before their 9 to 5. Number 3, something that worked well in the past. I kind of already touched on this one, and it sort of goes back to reusing your content. I had a viral video go off once about, my friends tease me about it all the time. I call it my script, because it's the exact same TikTok. I just keep refilming it and re-saying the exact same words that I came up with. More than once, it has gone viral over and over and over again because it had that really good hook. You better not go look and take it. We're not thieves. Number 4, something new. I've said a lot about reusing your old content and being inspired by other creators. Try something at least once a week that is totally new to you. A different way of filming, a different way of editing, a different font type, a different style of music. Try a voiceover. Try using a microphone. Try anything different so that you know what does and doesn't work for your channel. Because there's a really high chance that you could figure out what your next viral video would be on accident by just experimenting. Number 5, this one feels a little sinful, but something that sparks envy. For example, I know I have a dream job. I love what I do. And I know that lots of women out there would love to have my job. So I can use that as a hook, and it keeps them enticed and wanting to watch my video. For example, day in my life as a virtual interior designer. Day in my life as a 23-year-old small business owner. Come to work with me as a virtual interior designer. What an interior designer thinks about your space. All of these sort of entice my audience because it's a profession they've always been interested in but have never committed to. You could do the same thing if you wanted to become a skincare and makeup influencer. I have glass skin, and here's how I got it. Here's how I completely made over my aesthetic into clean girl. Things like that. Things that people want to be or want to see, haven't been exposed to. That's how you're gonna spark envy and keep them around to watch your video longer. Now, to go about actually executing your list, you can do it 2 different ways. The first way is you can go through and do the number 1 on each platform. So if number 1 is to post pictures on every single platform, you can do that on Instagram, save it to your drafts, TikTok, save it to your drafts, and YouTube, save it to your draft. Then you can do that for all the number 2s, all the number 3s, then Instagram would be done, all the number 4s, and the number 5s. Or you could do it this way, which would be to do everything for one platform. So 1, 2, and 3 for Instagram, 1 through 5 for TikTok, and then 1 through 5 for YouTube. Sort of up to you and personal preference. I do it this way because once I'm already in the headspace for number 1 for Instagram, I don't want to have to leave that headspace, go to number 2, leave that headspace, go to number 3, and then when it gets to TikTok, go back to headspace number 1. So once you've got your list all compiled, you know how many times you're posting, you've filmed the content, you've edited it, you've saved everything to your drafts, you're done. And you just made an entire week's worth of content in one day. You could of course do this for an entire month or possibly an entire year if you're really crazy. The downside to that is you can't stay up to date with the trending audios. For example, Kendrick's audio that is really trending right now, this Monday specifically, might not be trending this time next week or 2 weeks from now if I were to be batch prepping for an entire month. I hope this video has been so helpful. If it has, let me know. If it hasn't, let me know what topics I missed or skimmed over too quickly. I'm gonna go finish my snack now, and I'll see you next week.